and welcome to a brand new edition of the Iron Phantom's Black Book. I am your host, the Iron Phantom, and as always, I have two short tales to tell you that will tap your fear. So be sure to stay tuned and listen to the terrifying tales I have got for you. This first story I want to tell you is called Pig Boy. Enjoy. There was a boy named William who was always bullied and picked on and treated differently. He kept himself to himself and always minded his own business. But there was a group of friends, 6 of them, 3 jocks and their girlfriends, that always tormented and bullied William, calling him Pig Boy because he lived on a pig farm that his parents owned. Always being tormented and always been picked on. One day when in the boy's room, he was washing his hands after using the facilities. Then the 3 boys walked in. The ringleader was saying to him, well, what do we have here? William said, I just want to go. The ringleader saying, wait, you're not going anywhere. We're just getting started. He begs them to let him go and leave. Then one of them says, I heard that you were looking at my girlfriend. William saying, please let me go. Then they knock him to the ground. Then they urinate on poor William, humiliating him and calling him Pig Boy. Later, when William goes home, he feeds the pigs. His parents, being busy farmers, putting their work first, never take time to hear what William has to say. Saying to his pigs, I never get a moment's peace. Even at home I'm not rid of them. They just bully me on social media. Then a voice says, they're silly. William hears a voice say, they're silly. Him asking who said that. Then the lead pig named Boar said, they're silly. You need to teach them a lesson. William saying, you can understand me, and I can understand you. Of course, said Boar. I understand you. I want to help you deal with these problems, if you allow me to. William then says, what can I do? Boar then says, me and all the other pigs are starving, and we can only last so long with pig feed. Why don't you give us something special to feast on? William then smiles subtly as he hatches a plan, advertising a party for the group of teenagers that bully him, posting them letters anonymously, giving them invites to a cornfield party near the farm where he lives. They all accept the invite. When they arrive, they find a table with beer and cups on. Them wondering where everyone else is. They assuming that they are very early, but saying on the invites it's midnight too late, and start to drink from them. William hiding in the corn, watching them as they drink it. He then sees one of the girls, a girl that he had a crush on, waiting for her to drink the beers. After the group drink, William then comes out of the corn and says, "Enjoying yourselves?" The group then looking and the ringleader saying, "Well, well, look what we got here. I don't think you're invited, pig boy." "Yeah, pig boy," as this other one says. He then says to them, "How else do you think you got the invites? I'll ask you again, did you enjoy your drinks?" The teens then looking at William, asking, "What have you done?" William then smiles as one of the girls starts to feel faint. Then they all start to feel faint and pass out. As they're unconscious, William drags each and every one of them to the pigsties and strips them naked, shaving every single hair off their body. Then, when they wake up, bald and naked, William then moves their gags, telling them to hold still as he gets each and every one of them and pulls out their teeth. Horrified at what he is doing, the ringleader says, "We are sorry. Please don't kill us." William then saying, "Oh, that is the good news. The good news is I'm not going to kill you. The bad news is you're all going to wish I did." Then William throws pig feet all over the teens, and then opens the pen, letting in the pigs, saying to them, "Come and get it." Then he sees Boar. Boar then says, "Yes, they will know exactly what it's like to be afraid. I know. Now, bon appetit, Boar." The pigs then sniff around and start to tuck in as they eat them alive. William then closes the pen door and smiles and laughs evilly. A week later on the news, reports say that the missing group have not been found. And William's parents saying, "You said they bullied you." "Yes, they did, Mom." "Well, at least you're doing okay now at school." Billy's father, William's father, said, "They probably run off somewhere, I don't know." Then his parents resume working at the farm. William, however, goes up to his room, and then has flashbacks of that night, of the night he fed his bullies to the pigs, burning up their clothes and their hair, making everything untraceable. Then, in the drawer of one of his cupboards, he pulls out a necklace made out of all his victims' teeth. Putting it on, he then smiles, and then he sees the boar standing at the doorway of his room. Looking at the boar, he smiles sinisterly. The next day, William is at school, walking along minding his own business, till he passes some students. One of them shouts to him around and smiles menacingly.
Did you enjoy that story? Did you like the dark turns that were made in it? Well, now we go to our second and final story of this episode. This second tale that I'm about to tell you is called The Family.
Margaret was always different for having, well, different ways to everyone else. Seen as the quiet child that would sit on her own at the lunch table, she was always teased and tormented for being different. When at school, she would always meet people that would pick on her for their amusement, physically and verbally bullying her for no reason at all. When coming home, her father asked her, "Margaret, are you okay?" She told him that she was fine, father, and went upstairs to her room and played her music loud. Her siblings knew that she was always picked on, but as they did not attend the same school, they could not look out for her. Playing her music loud upstairs, her father would say to her mother, "She is being tormented and bullied. We should see the school." Her father would shout upstairs to her to turn the music down, that she is playing loud. Her mother then saying, went to her sister and said to her, "Go to your sister and tell her that supper is ready." Going upstairs, knocking on the door, the bedroom door being locked, she does not answer. After a while, her father tells her to turn the music off now and asks if she is okay. After not getting a response from her, he breaks open the door and finds that she has hung herself with her bed sheets, leaving a suicide note saying that she can't take it anymore and that the children that picked on her pushed her to it. A few weeks later, after burying her, her family come together and swear vengeance for her death. So, Margaret's family then went and plotted for a revenge mission. Going to one of the bullies' houses first, Casey, they stood outside of her house, at first being unsettlingly still, scaring them. Casey told her father that there was a family, a group of people stood. Of course, the family, Margaret's mother, father, her older brother and younger sister all stood. Then, eventually they came into the house and invaded the place, reminding Casey of what she did to Margaret, begging for forgiveness, saying that she was sorry. The family tell her that she is too late. telling her the good news is that they are not going to kill her, but the bad news is they're going to wish she did. Then brutally murdering her family in front of her, making her watch. Then, of course, Margaret's little sister said, "Could I have a tea party with Casey?" Her father saying, "Course you can, my sweet. Here, your mother can join your tea party as well." Joining her tea party, her mother, Casey's mother, sitting on the chair, slumped, looking lifeless and dead, whilst Casey had her mouth sewn shut and her eyes ripped out and replaced with buttons to look like a rag doll. She was petrified, but Margaret's little sister said, "What a lovely tea party." Next, they go to the next person who picked on her. Darcy, they've called her. Finding her house and her family, they did the same. Brutally killed and tortured Darcy. Then Darcy told the family she was sorry, and she did not mean for her to end her own life, telling her it is too late. Margaret's mother said, "Tell me, dear, what is more precious to you, your eyes or your face? You're very beautiful. But I just want to know, what is more precious to you?" Begging her to not make that decision, telling her no, please. Margaret's brother said, "I think she can't choose, Mother. How about we choose for her? But first I want to have my way with her." "Okay," said Margaret's mother. "You can have your way with her, and then do one of the things I said that is more precious to her." She then asks what. Margaret's little sister says, "We are going to do both to you." And then asks if her brother is going to remove her eyes. "Can I remove her face?" She says, "Yes, dear, of course you can." After he has his way with her, he gouges out her eyes and then leaves the little sister to take off her face. Then, after doing that, they say, "How many more do we have to teach a lesson to then?" Margaret's father said, "Just one more. Irene. Let's pay her a visit then." Then, going up to Irene's house, they say, "Was she the ringleader in the bullying?" "Yes," Margaret's father said to Margaret's mother. "She is the one who punched her. Let us go then." They then go to Irene's house. At first, her family put up a good fight, her father and her brother. But they are proven too much, as Margaret's family are armed with weaponry, knives, hammers, machetes, tying the family down to chairs, saying, "You have a lovely house here, quite wealthy. I guess with you being rich, you pay the headmaster of the school to look the other way." Irene's father saying, "We did not know that she was doing these things. We are sorry, please. Don't kill us. If you want to kill someone, kill me." Margaret's mother saying, "Don't worry. We're not going to kill your daughter, but she is going to wish we did." Then Margaret's little sister says, "Hey, Mummy, I like the look of Irene's brother. Do you want to be my boyfriend?" Tied up and gagged, he shakes his head, begging no. She then takes a knife and says, "Hey, Mummy, can I cut off his manly parts and he can be like a girl?" "Of course you can, dear." She then gets the knife and stabs him in the lower region. After he bleeds out to death, Margaret's father then has his way with Irene's mother, beating her and killing her, along with the father of Irene. The son gets Irene's father and says, "Your daughter made my sister feel like nothing. And now this is why we are doing it. We've gotten all of Irene's friends' families and done the same, because we're taking away what is precious to them, just like they took away what is precious to us." Then smashing his head onto the ground and stamping on his skull till he has crushed him. Then they take Irene and say, "I hear you're very talented on the piano. Tell me, you like to play the piano and sing," says Margaret's father. "What's more precious, your voice or your fingers? Maybe we should just do both, because she's not going to give us a clear answer." "Yes, let's." Then they do the deed. Then, the next day on the local news, the murder of 3 families and the missing daughters, assumed to have killed their families after they are the only ones that are not present at the scene of the crime. Margaret's family look and watch in delight at the news. Margaret's father looks at Margaret's mother and says, "I don't think they suspect it's us." "No, darling, I don't think they do." Margaret's brother then says, "Well, I am off to the gym to work out. You have fun, son." As for Margaret's little sister, she says, "I'm going down to the basement now to have a tea party. Okay, play nice. And remember, supper is at 6. Okay, mother." Then Margaret's sister goes down to the basement, switches on the light, and then hosts her little own tea party, saying, "Good afternoon, ladies. Sorry that I am late, but you know how things are. Would you like some tea and biscuits, Casey? What about you, Darcy? You, Irene?" Both of them, all 3 of them still alive, sobbing and unable to move as they are tied to the chairs. Yes. Casey with her mouth sewn shut and eyes replaced with buttons. Darcy with her face ripped off and her eyes gouged out. and gagged. And then Irene, with her voice ripped out and her fingers cut off. Margaret's sister says, "You know what, ladies? I'm going to assume you all want tea and a biscuit," as she starts to have her little tea party.
Well, there you have it. Our 2 stories for this episode. So, did you enjoy the first story? And did you enjoy the second story? Let me know down below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Be sure to share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to the official Random Horror YouTube channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All of the social media links are down below in the description, and you can check all of that out. So, as I said already, this is it for this edition of the Iron Phantom's Black Book. I shall return soon with 2 more short stories that will scare you senseless. I have been your host, the Iron Phantom, and this has been the Iron Phantom's Black Book. So until next time, do not have nightmares.